lose in a Haas. Finally, Haas gets his first podium. He didn't get it with Ferrari.
Oh
He
my
got
God.
it with Haas. Hello everyone, welcome back to Benchwarmers Banter. I know we were off for 1 week. We were all
Misplaced.
there was just too much happening, too many things, so we couldn't get on a pod to record. But don't worry, at least some of us are back, and
Some other losers are roaming around in Thailand who
Yeah.
shall not be named.
yeah, they've gone for business purposes. So yeah, we had a exciting last 2 weeks, and I think we should straight get into F1 because I got cooked for no reason.
I wanted to like all the hate comments you were getting. They were so entertaining.
Dude, the funniest bit is, you know what happens, right? So you have a certain number of followers, and when you post a reel, not all of your followers get that reels. Okay, so through the seasons, I've been posting good stuff about other drivers and all, and this reel, because it was a controversial week, happened to blow up, and all the followers who don't necessarily watch my other content started commenting that I'm a Max fan. That reel didn't even support Max.
What was your hot take on the reel? Recap it for the people though.
So there was no hot takes. There were two reels. Okay, first I posted a reel, then I had to clarify something, and then post another reel. The first reel was, there were so many things that happened in Mexican GP that week, so I had recapped what happened in the Mexican GP. That was it. I mentioned first corner, 4 people went side by side. Like, Max gave the position back, and people thought that deserved a penalty. And I said, no, he didn't. That was it. I then had to make an entirely new 4-minute long reel. Again, when you post longer reels on Instagram, longer than 3 minutes, it doesn't get recommended to non-followers.
Oh, why?
Yeah. So 3 minutes, it gets recommended to non-followers. Anything more than that, it does not get good distribution. But that has close to 50k views. Because people genuinely wanted to know not just my opinion, somebody else. Now, I'm going to call out some F1 creators here, okay? I know a lot of people who create content. Nobody addressed the controversy, right? There are people who I looked up to as a content creator, thinking, oh, these guys are like really good voices in the sport. Nobody said anything, which made me question whether I did the right thing first. Secondly, I also, there is this crowd mentality, right? Like, which is when everyone says the same thing, you saying something makes you feel very different from everybody else. And I realized that every other creator and every other account out there were blaming the FIA. So I am not in favor of the FIA, but I, in my content, tried to explain what was the thought process that went into a FIA steward in that race to arrive at that decision.
This is specifically for the Hamilton penalty.
This is specifically for the Hamilton penalty, and why Max did not get a penalty throughout. See, a lot of people just look at that one instance of, oh, he drove outside in the grass, he needs a penalty. That's not how it works. You are sometimes even given up to 2 laps to give the position back at a favorable time, and sometimes drivers even cheekily give the position back just before DRS so that they can, like, see, all of that is allowed and within the rules. You can call it unfair, that is entirely up to you, but that is how things existed since God knows how long, since DRS has existed.
I think so. Aren't the stewards more lenient for first lap incidents usually?
Yeah, that's another thing. First lap crashes are usually called racing incidents. There is nobody that can be blamed. You can say, oh, Max had no intention of braking. That is exactly the point. first lap, if you don't make a move, you're probably stuck in that position for the rest of it. So if that is the case, why have a race at all, right? You qualified fifth. Okay, announce the results now, give the points for fifth place, right? So I don't know, man. For some reason, I felt I was the only one thinking in this way. I'm sure you kind of agree to most of what I said.
Mostly, yeah. The only thing I probably disagreed with the FIA was I don't think Lewis deserved a 10-second penalty.
I would have loved to have backed this up by saying, yes, Lewis did not deserve a 10-second penalty. It could have been a 5-second penalty because it wasn't that big an infringement. And then I went back and read the document where FIA themselves have said, this is the rules that we will follow and this is the penalties that will be followed. And the rule says minimum of 10 seconds penalty.
Oh, okay.
In the document, it says minimum of 10 seconds penalty. So if they had given a 5-second penalty, the entire paddock would have gotten outraged and they would have been like, why bias for Lewis?
I mean, it's the FIA. They are known for being extremely rigid with their rules and very consistent. We know that they're like that.
I just said, this is how the FIA thinks. This is what happened. This is how FIA would have interpreted. And that's the basis of the result coming in.
But yeah, I don't think Max deserved a penalty.
And the second incident with Lewis Hamilton, people say, oh, Max pushed Lewis out of the corner. In the next corner, Lewis pushed Max out of the corner. Okay, that is cancelled each other out in a way. Okay?
That is just very 2021 Lewis and Max is.
And the next thing is, Max gained a position because he cut the grass. And my friends, brothers and sisters in Christ, if you take lap 6 and think where Max started that lap, and then at the end of the lap where he finished one step behind, which means he lost a position to Ollie Behrman, who came out of nowhere and did a double overtake. That is part of racing. When you go outside cutting the grass, you lose time. You're battling with people who are not part of the battle. It was supposed to be between Max and Lewis. Suddenly, George and Ollie came out of nowhere, and now it was a 4-way battle. Lewis cut the corner and got some good head start, and Max lost a position. Why does he need a penalty?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from someone completely unbiased. I'm just covering his Red Bull logo right now. Say it.
Wrong T-shirt for the pod, I think. But then I see, again, this is, if the FIA have more clarity on the rules, I would be the first one to go read it up and say, yeah, this is how they do it, right? But I don't know, man. I got cooked in the comment section and people were writing essays. There was one person who said, we also know the rules. And I replied, clearly you don't know the rules.
If you all want to send him some more hate comments, it's not too late. That Instagram post is live. We'll put it in the caption. Go and send whatever hate comments you want to send.
But I think the other thing that people were angry with was, these were the Max fans who were angry that the VSC came out. So that I felt was also uncalled for.
What was that VSC? I've never seen a more horrible call for a VSC.
Again, I'm not saying if it was a right call or a wrong
call. No, I'm saying that was the worst VSC call ever. Like a virtual safety car. Again, most of you know, please don't, or you can send me hate comments, it's fine. But basically that is when, so the stewards can reach a car, but they still need some time. So they kind of neutralize the race for some time so that they can maybe pick debris off the track or whatever. But what was the reason for this?
So the interpretation that I have is there are two overarching narratives here. First thing is that in lap 3, I think Liam Lawson almost hit 2 marshals.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was already some buzz in the paddock about safety concerns because this marshal should have been warned and Liam also should have been warned. There was clearly some lack of communication and Liam didn't even take his foot off the throttle. Yeah. That was another controversy, by the way, right? Now, in a race where safety has been brought up already once as a concern, now if you see the place where Carlos spun and hit the wall, the floor is blue in color. Okay. And the backdrop where he is parked is blue and red in color. And it's a blue color Williams car which is smashed against a blue color floor and a blue color wall. And even though he has parked it to the side, it is not fully inside. Next thing, there is smoke coming out. Now the marshals have to come out with fire extinguishers. So the marshals will be in the runoff area. So one more person skids in that zone.
And then it's,
They are going to take out a marshal. So I thought the VSC was fair. In other words, like the way I explained it in my reels also was exactly this. The situation in which VSC as a concept was born was exactly this. There was another car crashed on the side. There was a crane operating on it. Jules Bianchi came spinning, crashed on a parked car and a tractor, right? Or a crane, right? So I felt like this was the right place to call a VSC. I know it was so anticlimactic because for 10 laps we were seeing Max hunt Charles. You as a Ferrari fan would have been happy. But
no, but any chance for both of them to battle is so entertaining.
They are the only ones who can race without complaining. I felt like they finished all the complaining when they were kids.
Yeah. You mean it was just an incident?
Push me off the track, an incident. All of that complaining is done. So now they just do battle. Unlike George, who's like, unnecessary.
He is the most annoying. He's like those kids that don't get invited to parties and then complain about the food. Like he is. Have you seen his complaint? Like he's like, oh, he was complaining about Max running off the track, and then someone showed the replay. He was like 4 car lengths away from them. He was nowhere in that scene. And he's like, oh, I stuck to the rules. George, you had to stick to the rules. There was no one around you.
And the other thing, again, in lap 1, turn 1 incident was whether Charles should have given the position back to Lewis.
I think he should have.
So that is the one thing where I completely agree, where I could have been wrong in the sense the way I explained is Charles was ahead at the corner, right? So he was entitled to the racing line and he did not get it. But if you see from multiple angles and if you pause the camera at different, if you pause the video at different spots, you see different people ahead. So that is open to interpretation, right? If you pause it when Lewis is ahead and you say, yeah, Lewis was ahead, yes, because it's a curve, right? So there, I don't have, like someone can correct me and I'm okay to accept. Okay, but at the braking spot, Charles Leclerc was ahead.
I mean, yeah, there is no, what is the rule for if your car is alongside or just ahead at the apex or something like that? Yeah.
So, there is another thing where Leclerc was not the attacking driver here because Leclerc started second. So Hamilton was technically the attacking driver. So if his axle is in front of Leclerc's mirror, Hamilton also deserves the racing line. So there is quite a bit of this or that here, which is, again, I feel FIA would have thought, you know what, between two teammates, let the team decide. And Ferrari kept quiet. For me, that is also telling that Ferrari themselves think that it is fair. Or they didn't want to create any...
Or they were just favoring their informed driver probably with... It could be...
You cannot call Lewis out of form driver.
Hey,
okay.
7 podiums to none. Like there's
he
no...
qualified third, my guy.
He finished 8th. I mean, either Lewis is going to have the most epic 2026 season ever, or I don't know. I don't want to say the rest of that. Finish the rest of that sentence.
So I think that also being a first lap incident was very subject to interpretation. Nobody deserved a penalty. The least we can, so the maximum we can say is that Charles Leclerc should have given the position back, but yeah.
In all of this, one thing that I've not seen anywhere, like on Twitter or anywhere, is how dominant Norris was.
Hey, I saw it here and there. Another thing, when I say the nice things about Norris, nobody talks about, nobody even watches that. Okay, Okay, spent the entire race watching it live, yapping about how Norris has been dominant and it's like a show of confidence and all of that. Nobody watched any of my stories. Okay, they went straight to the reel to say like, I hate McLaren. It seems.
I hate McLaren. I'm not sure he does. I hate them. No, but credit where it's due.
Yeah.
So I think Oscar has been feeling a bit of the pressure, and even actually Lando at one point. But the fact that he actually brought himself back into contention, there are a lot of rumors and all these conspiracy theories that McLaren is sabotaging Oscar and they're favoring Lando. I think Lando's just been doing a better job. It was a fault. It reminded me of like a prime Lewis Hamilton, prime Max Verstappen kind of a drive. When he was out ahead, he had the fastest car, but he set the lap times. He didn't make any mistakes. Faultless drive for someone who I don't like a lot, but yeah. Great drive from Lando.
That is 30 seconds ahead, 29 point something seconds, which I think in this season, it is the highest margin.
Yeah.
So he was on a different league and he just sailed by. His most stressful moment of the day was the turn 1, lap 1.
Yeah.
After that, he was just gone. And what do you think about Max's chances now at the whole?
So we've seen Stranger Things, right?
I have not seen Stranger Things. I don't watch TV series, people. Sorry. That's why I have time to do pod and edit and all.
I meant we've seen Stranger Things happen in the
real
championship. I'm waiting for him to. He's like, I don't watch Netflix. I don't even. Like, wait, my guy. Because 2007, Kimi was third with an outside chance. 2010, Vettel was behind Webber and Alonso.
It was a four-way battle, no?
Yeah. So with Lewis also there, yeah. So it was stranger things have happened, but I just wanted to go to the last race. I think it'll be fun.
So another thing that I see, again, I don't wish for it, but all three of these championship protagonists are at the limit of their engine usages. Their ICE, their turbochargers, they are all at 4. They are all maxed out. One reliability issue, it's a 10-place grid penalty.
Oh. And they're at Brazil next, which requires
There is 2 sprint weekends left.
This, but I wouldn't like if it's decided by like an engine thing. It would be kind of rewarding.
But then didn't Lando already lose one entire race because of a reliability issue?
Yeah, true. He did. Oscar didn't have any. Yeah, he didn't have any. Okay.
He just crashed.
He just. I mean, I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. Okay, Max is going to put so much pressure on them in Brazil. I think he's going to win. That is his track. But
it's raining also, by the way.
Yeah, of course it is. He's one of the most dominant drivers over there at Brazil. He just loves it. So he's probably going to win there. McLaren is going to be so nervous about tripping up because it is still their championship to lose. If they trip up, and especially right now, I feel, I don't know how he's going to make that call, but Zach Brown has to have a clear orders in his head as to who he's going to favor, because when they're going against Max and if they're both fighting each other, the only person that's going to win is Max.
So this is my guess of how the season is going to go, which is one of the McLarens is going to drop off, and at the last race it's going to be one McLaren versus Max, and the other McLaren would do what Sergio Perez did in 2021.
That is one of the all-time classics. We will never see the Minister of Defense working like that again. But we're saying that. What if Norris just produces a couple more of those dominant drives and then just
that's the thing, right? The worrying thing is Max says the rest of the tracks are not Red Bull tracks. And even last year, Interlagos was not a Red Bull track. It's only because it was raining and it was Max.
Yeah.
Right, he qualified P17, okay, P12, but got demoted to P17. So that's the irony of like Max saying that he's not good in those tracks, but it rains, right? Now, again, his car has been dominant in high-speed tracks. Interlagos is kind of a mix of high speed and low speed. I think sector 1 and 3 are high speed. Sector 2 is a lot of curves.
Very technical.
Yeah. Then what's next? Then there is Las Vegas. And after that there is...
Abu Dhabi.
No, there is one more in between, no?
Qatar.
That's why I think I read somewhere Max saying that rest of the tracks are not favorable to the Red Bulls. So he still believes that Red Bull is not good across all tracks. And the remaining 4 tracks aren't necessarily Red Bull's strengths.
We will see. Either way, I think we owe Max a lot of thanks for making this interesting. Otherwise, I would have hated for it to just be like, even if they were going like attacking each other, the most boring, like none of them, they don't even say anything aggressive on the radio, like both of them, Norris and Oscar, like.
So my question is, if I mean, I like to wonder if, let us say, what happened at Monza. Monza is where Max was leading, and this guy Lando's pit stop got messed up. Let us say if that happened on the last race, and a championship was decided based on that, would they have swapped?
Depends if Lando was ahead or not. That was the. That is the.
I don't like the way McLaren are running their ship, but I mean, who are we to judge?
Yeah. I mean,
good.
Yeah.
All right, so that's on F1. Let's move on to another gem of a person.
Nice. Good one. Nice.
Who's been making a lot of headlines. Yes.
We are world champions, Andy. It is our first time ever.
See, can I say something? I was more excited about the semi-final than the final.
I mean, we all were. So I'll set some context for you. Okay. Josh and me had spoken about this a little earlier. That women's team is one of the most dominant sports teams ever. Okay. To the point where they had lost 7 or 8 matches in the last 4 or 5 years.
Oh.
India had won, like the record against India, they had won 25 or 26 matches. India had won 4 or 5 matches. I don't know the exact numbers. Please, if you know it, let us know in the comments. But it was as big, and the Indian team is not bad, but that Australian team is the best that we will probably ever see. So people compare, the 1998, 1996 to 2004, 2005 Australia is the best men's ODI team ever. No one comes close to how dominant that team was. This women's team makes that team look like amateurs. That's how good this team was. And the fact that the amount of things that had to line up and go right for us to chase this, it was the biggest run chase ever in the history of women's ODIs. Yeah. The fact that it came in a semi-final, against Australia. Yeah. I honestly can't put into words how big of a win that is. Yeah. Hats off to that women's team. Absolutely deserved champions. Jemimah Rodriguez, amazing innings in that semi-final. In the final, we had Shafali Verma, who, by the way, has been out. She was out of the team. So our regular opener was injured. She was playing like domestic matches. They called her up. She played the semi-final first, failed in the semi-final, came into the final, scored an 80 plus, took 2 wickets, and finish off the match. Yeah.
So I am not a cricket person. I watch here and there, and I was seeing Jemimah's innings in the semi-final, and the varieties of shots that she has. Oh my God! Like she's like jumping across and flicking it at the back, and what she was amazing.
It was. I think if you could probably ask her, if when you're kids, you have your dream scenarios in your head. You're playing in your bedroom and like pretending what you're going to do. I think if you asked her for her dream innings, it probably wouldn't have been as good as she actually played on that night. And amazing.
And for someone who's fielded for 50 overs and then was on the field for 46 overs?
Yeah, no, 40. They finished in 48 overs.
No, but she was one down, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. 46 overs, I think. So she was in the grounds for 96% of the match.
Yeah, there were so many people from even our side who wanted us to win, but it just seemed like the most insurmountable task. And I think, I don't know, good or bad, but the final felt like a bit of an anticlimax because we like David beat Goliath in the semi-final.
Yeah.
In the final, it was like, okay, we can do this.
We can do this, yeah.
Yeah.
If we can do that, and so I'll tell you, there were two times. See, like I said, I'm not a cricket person. I supported the team, but I was parallelly watching some football games as well on Sunday. So I was switching channels basically. So I was glued through India's innings, and when Jemmy got out, I was like, you know what? I'll switch channels and I'll watch something else. Then when I come back, they've scored 299. I'm like, where did that come from?
So you were following the football, you said, over the...
Yeah.
I like how, the last couple of pods you had this little thing where top of the table.
Yeah, we are now third, but here's the thing. We've lost 4 games in the row and we're still on third, okay?
Did you see there was this AI prediction that they ran like the fixtures and all the data into it, and apparently it is Arsenal, it is City, and then it is Liverpool. That is the top 3 prediction apparently.
Think it might as well come down to that. The only thing right now Liverpool, I feel, is battling is their structure. Basically, their weakness is exposed. It's the talk of the town. Every team knows how to play against Liverpool. So we have a very weak defense, which last week we had our game against Aston Villa. We won 2-0. This was the first game this year we've not conceded a goal. And we didn't concede a goal at all, but we didn't concede it in the first 15 minutes also. Because every other match we conceded a goal in the first 15. So there are improvements. We lost the Carabao Cup to Crystal Palace, which was... to be honest, people said it could have been embarrassing, but then we just didn't play with all the players. We played with the very newish young team where half the players, it was their first time, and we were never going to win. We were never going to do anything. And the criticism was that why would you throw away a game, right? Like it was a throw basically. But thankfully the team won against Aston Villa, so it kind of justified the loss against Crystal Palace. But I am not very excited for the rest of the week because we have Real Madrid, Manchester City this weekend.
Oh, this is going to be a fun... but our City friend is not going to be in town for that. So
I think he'll be back in time for the pod. Yeah. So not really looking forward to tomorrow night because I have no hopes against Madrid, but let's see. I have chosen to support them no matter what. One of the other question marks had been Mo Salah and his performance. He's scored 2 goals after people started criticizing him. He's scored 2 goals in 2 matches. So it's not all bad. He's slowly finding his form. People are too harsh on him. He's probably one of the most closest to Jota, who was the player who passed away last year. So people are very quick to criticize and jump on it. Like, see, in the end of the day, that player is somebody who's played with most of the team for a while, and everybody's grieving. It's not the same team. There are a lot of new faces, expensive faces, and then pressure on justifying the amount that was spent, all of that. See, under that much pressure, if we are still in the top 3, I think that's a good thing. And for the Manchester United people who were all doing all sorts of nonsense on reels and whatnot, where are you? You're still below us, okay? Yeah. You won 1 game and you can talk about it for the next 6 years. Yeah, that's good enough for you. So,
I'm now speaking directly to the Indian cricket team fans because he was talking about criticizing people. Guys, give your team some slack. Cut them some slack. We have 4 months to a World Cup. It is okay if Gautam Gambhir experiments a little bit. I am not his biggest fan, but let him play Harshit Rana over Arshdeep Singh. We are in that experimenting phase. It is okay if he drops Sanju Samson for Dhruv Jurel. If you're wondering what this is about, we are playing a very high octane series against Australia in Australia. Yeah, so cricket pitches are very dependent on the weather, right? So right now it's early season in Australia because they've saved their main season, the best weather for the Ashes, which is coming up this month. But so this pre-season, the wickets are a little
damp.
Yeah, they're damp. The conditions are they're not good. They're not T20 wickets. And India has been struggling a little bit to put runs on the board. Now, in all of that, the amount of criticism that has gone towards Shubman Gill, towards Sanju Samson, Suryakumar Yadav, and not all of it is unwarranted. But the fact is, people, like, I'll give you an example. Last week, the fact that Washington Sundar played was given so much. So he's an all-rounder. If he was playing for any other team, he would be playing all their matches. He's that good. He's probably he will probably end his career as like a top 6 batsman. And they picked him as an all-rounder. Gautam Gambhir believes in all-rounders. And he didn't bowl, or he bowled 1 over or something like that. And then he batted number 6. The hate that they got just for sending him up, he came out and then they were like, oh, this is it, wasting Dhruv Jurel, and all the hatred that came towards him. And he ended up finishing, scored 49 out of 23 balls or something, and he won us that match. We won it easily in the end. So, I think just give your team some. So the thing is, I would very happily lose these bilateral series if we can win another cup. That was something that was a criticism of the Kohli era, where we won every single bilateral series. We beat everyone everywhere. But then when it came to the final stages, when it came to pressure moments of the World Cup, to the knockout matches, we fell short. So I am completely okay. Throw this Australian series away. It is fine. Let us figure out what these players can do.
Yeah.
So
fair enough, because I didn't watch a single match. So
yeah, I just realized that was a bit of a rant, but gosh, yeah, please, whoever's watching this.
I know. Clearly, we are all very passionate, but if you think we are wrong, please
leave hate comments on his Instagram.
Leave comments on this video, please, first. Yeah.
Also, some very happy news, and I mean sad for all the Charles Leclerc fans.
Yeah, Charles Leclerc got engaged.
Yes. Congratulations, Charles. We know you're watching this. We know you tune in every week. So
man went and proposed right after he knew for a fact, mathematically also, there is no chance of him winning the championship. He waited till the week where it was confirmed that he has no chance. What if Max, Oscar and Lando crash on 4 races? So can I say something? I always thought all of these drivers went out with supermodels because that's what you're expected to do. So it is very nice to see a new generation of drivers who aren't swapping around their girlfriends and have been loyal for a long time and have gotten married. There is Max. Okay, he was in a relationship with Kelly for a long time. Okay. Past is past. Okay. But he was a good bonus dad, in his own words, to Penelope as well.
We won't attach any caveats to that.
Caveats to the... Yeah. Nice, good one. Then there was all 3, which is George and his girlfriend, Sainz, and... Leclerc. All of their girlfriends also hang out together most of the time whenever they are in the race together. And I feel like that's a good example to set, which you can't say about any other sport at this moment, because clearly footballers are like dating and dumping people.
I don't know, somehow we become a dating channel for this is, but some of the tweets were like, all the younger ones are like committed and getting married, and the 2 unks, like Lewis and Alonso are just single. Maybe that is the secret to being a multiple world champion. I don't know.
In the end, congratulations, Charles. You broke a lot of women's hearts. Like, F1 viewership might even drop because of this announcement.
He's
There's
he's
no
off the
point.
market.
I saw a reel by, I think it was one of those meme pages or something, where they were deleting all the Charles Leclerc wallpapers now that he's engaged. But it is what it is. But on a good note, what are your predictions for this week? Cricket, what's happening now that World Cup is done with the women's side of things and Australia series is going on?
Yeah, we have 2 more matches. I don't see us winning this series because we're experimenting a lot. It is great though. I think Australia is probably the premier T20 team right now. India's ranked number 1, but on current form, they're playing really well. I am not sure if we can challenge Australia right now. I would love to be wrong about that. But on current form, they are the number 1 T20 team, even though we hold that ranking. It's probably going to be 3-1. It's going to be 2 close matches, but it's probably going to be 3-1 to Australia. We have the South Africa Test Series coming up. That's going to be really interesting. South Africa is the current holders of the World Test Championship. They're a team in great form. Looking forward to that one as well. F1.
32 points up for grabs. I want Max to have at least 30 of them.
Which is possible.
Which is race win.
Yeah.
And at least top 3 in
the sprint.
In the sprint.
I feel Max has a really strong chance. One of the McLarens will be there. Norris probably on current form. And finally, maybe Lewis Hamilton P3. It's a track he loves.
Yeah.
And apparently they are going to do the old Mercedes trick where they're going to replace his engine for a fresh one.
Oh, yeah.
So he may get a drop for the sprint. But
5 place grid penalty. He is already at 5 engines used, by the way.
Yeah. So we have nothing to lose.
Penalty.
Yeah.
So
5 place penalty.
5 place penalty. So,
yeah. But so hopefully, please, Lewis, please, we're counting on you.
For me, Max, Lewis, Alonso.
You and your Alonso. Every week you comment and like Alonso.
See, there is the heart wants what it wants. Okay, I think he's the most unluckiest driver for years. Okay, you as a Ferrari fan would know how unlucky he was in so many instances. Okay, poor guy had made such he is the bap of Daniel Ricciardo in career decisions. Okay.
Just for some context, he was about 6 or 7 points away from being a 4-time world champion. 2010 he lost by 3 or 4 points. 2012 again he lost by 3 or 4 points. 6 or 7 points from being a 4-time world champion.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But So Alonso, I just have a soft corner for Aston Martin and Alonso. Not because I like Lance Stroll or Lawrence Stroll. My all-time favorite driver of ever is Sebastian Vettel, and he went to Aston Martin, so I had a soft corner then. And then Alonso went and replaced him, so again, soft corner. Alonso leaves, I don't give a crap about. Maybe because of Adrian Newey, I might still... I won't be surprised if they win, but I don't think no driver being in that seat would get me as excited as Alonso being in there. Maybe if Hamilton went there, I'll be like
intrigued.
Same. I think Hamilton will end up in Aston.
What are you saying?
In 2027.
No, so you know the thing of his deal with Ferrari, right?
Which is?
He's an ambassador, so he's never... So when he leaves, they have set him up. They're going to pay for like all his fashion stuff and all the... How do you think they convinced him to come to that team?
Then he'll go to Haas. Ferrari engine. Where else can he go?
He can go home is where he can go. He's been doing this for too long. It's fine, Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis in a Haas. Finally, Haas gets his first podium. He didn't get it with Ferrari.
Oh my God.
Haas.
Let's not. Please let them not.
Please let God not say amen to this. But thank you so much for watching. Anyways, that's our prediction. That's quick pod, which is easily 40 minutes long, but
I think way more than that.
yeah, but it has been fun. It had been a fun last 2 weeks. We are going to make a statement in the pod so that we will hold up to it. We are going to start an Instagram page. So we are thinking of posting some fun stuff over there as well. Not just podcast clips, some banter and like some discussions we thought we can do over there. So we will leave the Instagram link in our description. Go follow us over there, okay? All right. Thank you so much for watching. Glenn, any last words?
Lewis, please, third place. Please. And please make sure, like, share, subscribe. Not you, Lewis. I mean, you can.
Yes,
but
Lewis, please like, share.
But anyone
like
watching,
if
please.
you want to get to the podium. So.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you.